Hey guys, welcome to Jumprope Revival, where we're training body and soul. I'm Claire Bozeman, and in today's video, I'm going to go over things you're going to want to know and that'll be extremely helpful before you start jumping rope. So you want to start jumping rope. That is awesome, and I'm very excited for you. It's a lot of fun, and I can't wait for you to begin your journey. But a lot of times what people do when they begin an exercise is they don't know the important factors before they begin, and then they look back and they say, man, if I only knew that before I started. Well, in this video, I'm going to give you some tips and advice that'll hopefully make you not have to ask yourself that question. But before I do, I'm going to start with a devotion. Today's devotion comes from Psalms chapter 119, verse 104. Since only your rules can give me wisdom and understanding, no wonder I hate every false teaching. Know the truth by studying God's Word. We can so easily fall into foolish ideas when we don't know the truth, so it's crucial that we stay in God's Word every day and study it every day. The only required knowledge and correct view of things comes from the Bible. Everything contrary to God's Word is not according to the truth. If we know the truth, then we'll easily be able to spot a lie. God gifted us with His Word to give us the wisdom so that we don't fall for such foolish ideas. So now let's get into the truths that you'll want to know before you start jumping rope. So first, why jump rope? Well, the list is very long, but I'm going to try to be really quick about it. Besides the fact that it's fun, it's easy to get started, it's portable, can be done anywhere for a full body workout, only takes about 5 to 10 minutes, so you can very easily fit it into your schedule. There are so many other things that you may not be aware of. Jumping rope is the most efficient workout. You can burn tons of calories, which help you lose weight. You can also build lean muscle. You can build heart strength, improve your breathing, which also increases your endurance. You can enhance your intelligence. You can strengthen your coordination. You can improve your agility. You can improve your vertical. You can improve your posture. You can increase your bone density. And it helps promote calmness. I guess I need to jump rope. So, can you believe all of this can be done with just a jump rope and at a low risk for injury? You can read more about these benefits on my website, on my blog, which I'll have linked up down below. Now let's talk about jump rope type and size. Well, I'll always say any jump rope is better than no jump rope. There's a reason why you would choose a variety of jump ropes. Now, I did a video on that, which I'll have linked up here that you can check out, but I'll try to go over these semi-quickly. But overall, your basis is whatever your goal is, depends on which rope that you'll use. For beginners, I definitely recommend a heavier rope. Now, not heavier handles, but a heavier rope. I suggest the Get Lean set by Crossrope, which I'll have linked up below. But the reason being is that the heavier rope, you're going to feel a feedback of that rope, and that feedback is going to help you with your timing and your rhythm. Now for fitness. Now that's what this channel is pretty much all about, is for fitness. Once again, I highly recommend Crossropes, because not only are you going to get a great cardio workout, which you will with any rope, but you're also going to get a great muscular workout as well. So you're definitely going to be challenged and feel more of a full body workout. For freestyle, I recommend beaded ropes. They're great for learning tricks such as mic releases, EBs, and cabooses. They're a little bit of a heavier rope, they last a long time, they're fairly cheap, and they don't kink up. For speed, I would recommend the thinner cable speed ropes, because that's what they're made for, is for speed. A lot of competitors use it, or CrossFitters use it, because they want to improve their speed, and they also want to do straight up double unders and triple unders. Now this is just a quick review of some of the ropes, but again, any rope will do. Just grab one and get started. Now for sizing your rope. Here's a quick guide. If you have the rope available, grab the rope, step on the center of the rope, and pull it up towards your shoulders and chest area. For a beginner, you want the handles to be no higher than your shoulders. Now, as you advance, you're going to want to shorten your rope as you get more proficient and faster with your speed. And as you do that, I would say you'd want the handles to be somewhere between your chest and your waist for intermediate, and somewhere from your waist to your hips for advanced. But again, for beginners, no higher than your shoulders. So now on to clothes. Yes, clothes. The first part I'm going to touch on are shoes. tons of people always ask, what shoe should I wear when I'm jumping rope? Now, you want to get a shoe that has support in the toe box because we jump on the balls and the toes of our feet. The toe box is the top section of the shoe. Now, the types of shoes that are best for this are either basketball shoes or a cross trainer type shoe. But I recommend basketball shoes because that's what they're made for, is jumping. Now, as you advance and as you've been doing this for years and years, then only would I ever recommend either a running type shoe or a barefoot shoe. And the reason I wouldn't recommend them right away is because your body needs to adjust to those movements. And with running shoes, the support is all in the heel, not the toe box. And barefoot shoes are, like they sound, pretty much like you're barefooted. Now, I use barefoot shoes, but I've been jumping for 8 years. So again, only if you're advanced. But for beginners and for older people, I definitely recommend a basketball shoe or a cross trainer. The reason you want a good supportive shoe as well is because you want to try to help avoid injuries and avoid shin splints. The last thing I'm going to say about shoes is to make sure your shoelaces are tied tight. Now, the reason being, they may still come loose, but the reason being is because those shoelaces become little whips and they whip at your ankles and whip at your shins. So it still may happen, but just a tip for you. Moving on in clothes, I'm going to talk about sports bras. Now, obviously this is for women, but women, you are going to want definitely have a good supportive, high impact sports bra for support and control. Now I'm going to move on to leggings and shorts. This goes for both men and women. I've had plenty of people tell me that their leggings or their shorts fall down when they're jumping rope. So be sure the waist is tight or you has a drawstring or something, and to be aware of that when you choose what you're going to wear. Lastly, I'm going to talk about compression socks. Now, not a bunch of people wear them, but I've tried them out and I do recommend them. They're great because they provide better blood circulation, they add support and help prevent shin splints, and they also help in faster recovery. I have a review on this on my Instagram, so feel free to check that out. Now, quickly about hair. Long hair for both men and women can become a problem. The rope can sometimes, depending on what you're doing, it can hit your hair and your hair whips you in the face. So what I recommend is to have a low ponytail or a low braid, or some jumpers even have used a hat. An important tip to life in general, but even more importantly when you start adding a workout into your day, is to drink water. We must keep our bodies hydrated. Now, the rule of thumb is to take half of your body weight, and whatever that is, that's what you're to drink in ounces of water a day. So be sure to drink up. After talking about drinking all that water, it leads me to bladder control. Yes, it's kind of a private topic, but it's a concern for many. A lot of women have approached me and said that they would rather not jump rope because they know they're going to have to go to the bathroom while they're jumping. Yes, our muscles down there get weaker, especially as we get older. Just like any other muscle, they need to be worked out. So, what I recommend are pelvic floor exercises. Now, the few that I suggest, one are Kegel exercises, which you can Google that and figure out what that is. The other are body weight exercises, things like glute bridges, things like bird dog, things like basic squats. Also, be sure you go to the bathroom before you start jumping. Then once you start jumping, maybe try boxer skip. I have a tutorial on some basic skills that include the boxer skip because that puts less pressure down there than doing regular bounce. Lastly, if none of those things work, wear a liner. An important sometimes skipped tip is to warm up. Now, I have created a video that includes both warm-ups and cool-downs that gives the importance of both along with a circuit, so you can check that out right here. But it's important because you want to warm your body up. You want to get your blood flowing, you want to get your heart rate up, you want to get your breathing rate up, you want to get your body temperature up. And the way to do this is through dynamic exercises. Now, dynamic means movement. You want to do the movements that you're going to be what you're about to do. And in our case, it's jumping rope. So you want to do things like jumping jacks, lunges, squats, calf raises, things like that. And the reason you want to do this is to help prevent injuries. Now, the surface you're jumping on, especially in the beginning, is very important. You don't want to jump on concrete or asphalt or anything of the sort. That's going to cause injuries. It can cause knee injuries, ankle injuries, because your body is not used to that. It can also cause shin splints. So what I recommend is to jump on something like a carpet or on an indoor gymnasium, the wood floor, because that has give to it. Now, if none of those are available, I highly recommend a mat. I would say probably at least 1/4 of an inch thick would be best. And the good thing about that is you can roll it up. It's portable. You can take it anywhere you go along with your rope. And not only will it help prevent injuries, but it'll also protect your ropes. One of the most important tips to jumping rope is your form. Now, I've done a full video on this, which I'll link up right here, that gives you plenty of tips in detail, but I'm going to go over them kind of quickly. Now, you want to keep your head up and your eyes forward. You also want to keep your chest up and your shoulder blades pulled back. You want your elbows at your side and your wrists and your hands just outside your hips, parallel to the ground. And you're going to be turning the rope with your wrists, not with your arms. You also want to keep your back straight, and then you want to have your abs and your glutes engaged to help support your lower back. Your knees will be slightly bent, and then you'll be jumping on the balls of your feet. Now, you don't want to jump, you want to jump straight up. You don't want to kick your feet back or forward. And then you're literally only jumping 1 to 2 inches off the ground. That's it. Makes it a low impact exercise. A helpful tip, which may sound silly, is to practice jumping without a rope. What you want to do is try counting 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then add in the rope. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to help you very much with your timing and your rhythm. So on to motivation. Now, this seems to be a really tough one for a lot of people. Now, my first point here and my first suggestion is to keep your jump rope where you can see it. My second one comes from a great friend in the community, and it's called the 1 jump rule. If you grab your jump rope, take 1 jump, I promise you'll be hooked. I know I was. Now, another great way is to listen to your favorite music. Go ahead and put on a pair of headsets, set up a Bluetooth speaker, whatever you want. I also have a Spotify playlist that you can follow. It's called the Rope Flow Jump Rope Revival. Just go ahead and type in either one of those in Spotify and you'll find it. That's what I jump rope to every day. Also, I encourage you to take videos and pictures along the way. Sometimes when you get so wrapped up in it and you're doing it, you don't see progress and you get frustrated. But I promise you, if you take before and after videos or down the road videos, you will see that you are making progress, and that will motivate you. Lastly, don't be discouraged when you mess up. That's part of the process. No matter how long you're jumping for, I've been jumping rope for 8 years, I still mess up, I still get frustrated, I still can't do things, I still have those days. We all do. But again, it's part of the process, part of life. So once you start jumping, how long should you jump for? That's a great question. Well, for beginners, I definitely don't recommend you jump every day. Now, a great place to start is to maybe only do 2 to 3 days a week. And in those 2 to 3 days, I recommend only 5 to 10 minutes at most. And then I recommend taking a day or 2 break in between each one of those days. Now, this doesn't mean to do 5 to 10 minutes straight of jumping. You want to do like intervals. So maybe do like 10 seconds on, 10 seconds off, whatever you think you can handle. Your body needs to get used to those motions and used to those actions. And you will eventually be able to increase that as you get better. And then eventually, once you get advanced, you'll be able to increase that to working out maybe 4 to 5 times a week with a couple days of rest. So now we're coming towards the end. So when you're done jumping rope, you want to cool down. Again, you can check out my video on warm-ups and cool downs that goes through the importance of it and also gives you a circuit for it. Now, the reason you want to cool down is because you want to bring everything back down. Your heart rate, your breathing, your body temperature. You've built up a lot of lactic acid in your muscles, so you want to keep that blood flowing, and that will help prevent tightness and soreness. And also it just relieves tension of those muscles. So keep in mind, you may still experience some soreness, maybe in your calves, your feet, or even experience shin splints. So cooling down will help prevent this. Now please note that some soreness is normal. You just have to listen to your body and know the difference between a good pain and a bad pain. You can go ahead and check out my blog on my website, which I'll have linked up down below, and it talks about preventing injury. You must allow your body time for rest and recovery. This is crucial. Now, I have a blog on this on my website that you can check out. It's in the Preventing Injuries blog, but this is very important. As a beginner, you definitely want to take at least a day or two rest after you jump rope. Your body needs time to adjust, recover, and regenerate. Now, once you get a little bit more advanced, you can make those rest days a little bit less, but until then, I suggest at least a day after you jump rope. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you do nothing on your rest days. You can stay active on your rest days, but maybe just go for a walk. Don't jump rope. So now a tip that I follow, and I know fellow jumpers that do, family members that do, is to not look at the scale. You need to go by how you feel and how you look and how your clothes fit. Those are going to show you changes before the scale does. Another thing that's better than a scale are pictures. Be sure to take progress pictures along the way. Now, please keep in mind that results take time and consistency, which lead me to my last and final tip. So the last and biggest tips of all, practice and consistency. Once you have all those other tips and advice that I have given you down pat, you have your hair up, you have the right shorts, you have the right shoes, the right jump rope, you are ready to go. Now you just have to put it into action and be consistent with it. That's how you'll get results. You may get sore, you may get frustrated, you may get whipped, you may get all kinds of things, but I promise you, as a friend of mine in the community always says, practice makes progress. Again, take pictures and record videos so that you can see your progress along the way. That will help because a lot of times when you're stuck in it, you don't see it, but when you look back, you're like, wow, that's where I came from. Now, if you think it becomes boring, sometimes it does, just straight jumping rope, add in some tricks. Now, I have a great trick tutorial that I told you about earlier that you can check out. You can also go over to my Instagram feed where I have tutorials on freestyle type jumping. But remember, guys, this is a journey, so enjoy it and have fun. Okay, guys, thank you so much for hanging tough for all of these tips, but I promise you it's well worth it. They will be so helpful to start you off on your jump rope journey. Now, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Also, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so that you can receive other jump rope videos like this and tutorials. I also have my other media linked up down below, my Instagram, Facebook, all that kind of stuff, so please be sure to follow me there as well. Once again, I'm Claire Bozeman. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a blessed day and let's get training.